Welcome back to TTS Daily, everyone. I'm Yi Yi. Our first story is in Japan, and it's a Japanese love story, but I have to give a trigger warning because of the huge age gap between the couple. Okay, so Isamu was around 20 years old when he first met Midori, who was his classmate's mother, at a parent-teacher meeting when he was a student. She was his classmate's mother, and there were no connection from there. He just saw her, and that's it. And then over 10 years later, at a chance encounter, they bump into each other again, and that happens to be after Midori's divorce. And Isamu, who is around close to 30 at this point, I believe, suddenly fell in love at first sight with Midori, who is his ex-classmate's mother. What happened between these 10 years and how he suddenly got into love struck with Midori the second time they met, we have no idea. But the key point is the couple has a 21-year-old age gap difference, okay? Isamu asked Midori out via her daughter, his ex-classmate. Despite his ex-classmate's initial rejection, he persisted. And he asked Midori out daily for 30 days. At which point do we classify this as harassment? Anyway, finally, Midori agreed, and Isamu took Midori to 40 illumination spots in a month, supporting her emotionally post-divorce. And on their 30th date, Isamu confessed again, but Midori rejected him, citing concerns about her daughter and society. I mean, yes, I can understand Midori's point of view. I obviously do not understand why obviously you can tell from the way I'm narrating, I don't understand Isamu's point of view. Midori's daughter encouraged her via text, if I'm the obstacle, don't worry about me, just think about your own happiness, mom. Midori's parents opposed the relationship, and wanting Isamu to have a normal marriage, has been Midori's suitor Isamu, the younger man who is 21-year-old younger than her. To prove his dedication, Isamu went ahead and bought a 38 million yen house, that is about 340,000 Singapore dollars, to prove his dedication, eventually winning over Midori's parents' approval. Basically, Midori's parents' approval are old enough to be Isamu's grandparents also. So finally, after a long courtship, Isamu and Midori finally got married in 2023, and they live happily ever after. I am just so confused reading this story. Thoughts, anyone? We're in Malaysia, KL, Kuala Lumpur right now, where 71 Indonesians were detained in raids targeting a human trafficking syndicate. Yes, I said Indonesians. The raids were conducted at two budget hotels in Chowkit on February 24, 2025 at 8 p.m. It was led by Bukit Aman CID Anti-Trafficking in Persons and Anti-Smuggling of Migrants Division. In total, 56 men and 15 women, all Indonesian from age 19 to 57, were detained. The syndicates use these hotels as transit homes in the city for undocumented foreigners, basically illegal foreigners, facilitating illegal entry-exit via unauthorized sea routes. And these illegal foreigners, some of them they pay around ringgit 1,500 to ringgit 1,800, depending on agent set prices. And we have no idea how 30 people even manage to cram into one small budget hotel room. It's anybody's guess. They're probably just squatting all over the floor, and maybe the floor area is not even enough for 30 people. And most of these people are lured by offers of better job perspectives overseas, and some of them might not even be aware they are being illegally smuggled. Okay, we have an update on this Singapore story that we covered before. So basically, Zhang Youqi, a 30-year-old Chinese national tour guide, stole cash from passengers' bag on a Scoot flight from Jeju to Singapore on February 4th, 2025. Okay, he took US $885 and 1,000 yuan from a pouch in the victim's Gucci haversack, motivated by greed to pay off debts in China. So the 42-year-old female victim spotted Zhang with her bag. He lied, claiming he was searching for his own bag. Zhang hid the stolen US $885 in an overhead compartment and pretended to look for his bag, but two passengers witnessed his actions in a story that we covered previously before. Cabin crew recovered the US $885 upon landing in Singapore, though the 1,000 yuan was not found. Zhang finally confessed after initially denying the theft. So on February 25, 2025, Zhang pleaded guilty to theft and was sentenced to 8 months in jail. Maximum penalty could have been 3 years imprisonment, a fine, or both. Okay, our next two stories are in Singapore, and they both involve kids running onto the roads. Okay, so the first one, an 8-year-old boy was hit by a van while dashing across the road in Hougang on February 23, 2025, around 3:50 p.m. at Lorong Asu. He is suspected to have been chasing a bus. We will go back to that again because it doesn't make sense here. Okay, the boy's mother, Nisa, was holding his hand at a pedestrian crossing when he suddenly broke free of her grip and ran onto the road. Her husband had already crossed the road, and Nisa, the mother, doesn't know why her son ran. The boy's younger sister also ran after him, sustaining a minor foot fracture. So the boy was hit by a van and was trapped under the van with one hand visible but crawled out on his own. He was scared, crying and shouting while trapped. Thankfully, he is safe, okay? But what caused this boy to suddenly let go of a parent's grip and run across the road? I don't know Were their children playing around? Because even the younger sister behind gave chase suddenly. You know what I mean? So a crowd of over 50 people gathered. Some suggested lifting the van but were stopped. The boy, very luckily, only suffered a deep cut requiring stitches and a leg wound, but no broken bones. He remains in hospital for observation. His elder sister is in shock. The family does not blame the driver, and the van driver, who is around 60 years old, apologized profusely to the family. Passers-by helped by sheltering the boy from rain with umbrellas and comforting his sisters. SCDF, Singapore Civil Defence Force personnel, provided first aid. The boy and his mother were taken to a hospital, followed by his father and sisters via a taxi. The SPF, Singapore Police Force, confirmed the boy was conscious when conveyed to the hospital. Investigations are ongoing. First of all, yes, you should always hold your children's hand while crossing the road. And if your child suddenly break free of your hand grip, I think parents, you need to be aware children should be focused while crossing the road. They should not be like joking or playing around with others, because until now, I'm just trying to figure out what caused him to suddenly break free and run across the road. And our last story of the day is in the same category as the last story, the previous story, where it is also involving a young child running across the road or running onto the road. So a primary school girl in Singapore picked up a piece of rock or concrete debris from a road with her bare hands and moved it to the sidewalk. She did this while there was still traffic, there's traffic on the road to watch out for. This was believed to be at Lorong 6 Payoh, captured in a video posted online, and this is a recent event, I believe should be just within these few days. And located, as you can see from the video, located near the center of the leftmost and middle lanes, there was a debris. There was a huge rock debris there, and vehicles were trying to avoid running over it. So the girl, some netizens are calling her a good Samaritan, but I have my own opinions, okay, because that is a primary school kid and they should not be running onto the road to clear debris. It should have been done by an adult. So anyway, this girl is wearing a school uniform. She hesitated initially due to passing traffic, then safely, okay, do we even call it safely when there was no traffic light? There's a red light for cars to stop. Is it really considered safely ran to retrieve the debris when the road was clear? Even if the road was clear, it was only clear for a brief moment, and that is a primary school kid running to the middle of the road to clear the debris. Pick up the debris with both hands and return it to the sidewalk quickly. Video showed her with an adult and another girl on the sidewalk. Okay, once again, some netizens commended her for her initiative, calling her a good Samaritan. Some other people are like me, I would say, why is the child handling this? This is a risk. No child should be doing that. Some people even argue that there was adult supervision. Then let the adult do it. Let the adult clear the debris from the road and not this child, okay? Oh my god.